Hi everybody, Nasiri Suzanne here from Above and Beyond Consulting, Sounds Like Health. I have recently been talking to some people I know about traveling to teach and share my work with the world. As I mentioned in a previous video, it's time already, it's time. So I want to show you some of the things that I do. A lot of people are like, I don't have a clue what's in your session, and I try and tell people, and it doesn't really make sense. So I thought if maybe you could see some of the tools that I use, and I'll demonstrate how I use them, it'll give you a better idea of what you could expect in a session with me. First of all, this is what I hit my tuning forks on. I call it a cosmic garter belt. It is very cool. I see people hitting forks on their body and on the floor and things like that. And cosmic garter belts are definitely the way to go. I don't know if you can see that, but it straps right onto your thigh. It has that hard surface to hit the forks on. I sell those, and I would be happy to give you more information about those if you would like them. So when I start a session with somebody, first off, let me say that I combine a lot of different modalities in a session. So although I am an acutonics teacher and practitioner, an attunement teacher and practitioner, a reconnection practitioner, a Reiki practitioner, energetic medicine, the list just goes on and on. I'm also a licensed clairvoyant in the state of California. Only California would license clairvoyants. Like, hey, all you clairvoyants, come on over here. We'll give you a license. You can go do what you're already doing anyway. It's so funny. Anyway, so when I start a session with all of those things come into play in my sessions. I've had people who say, I want to meet my guides. We can do that. I want to go to the Akashic Records. We can do that. I want to change a sacred contract I have with somebody in my life who's just making me crazy. We can do that. So it really all depends what you want. And that's one of the most important questions that I put on my intake form. And that is, if you could have anything in this session, what do you want? And a lot of people put down clarity or peace or understanding. Those are all wonderful things. And yes, we all want those. But I'm asking you to put a little more thought into it, be a little more specific. I have this work relationship that's driving me out of my mind. I can't stand it. I love my job, but I can't stand my boss. How can I change that? Can we change that? Yes, we can. So those are some of the things I ask you to just take a little extra time, think about it before we have our session so that you come in and you know what you want to do. And on one level, and then I am the one that will help you with your higher self and my higher self act as the guides to take you to where you want to be. So I start a session with an intake form. We have a brief conversation, and then I ask you to get on the massage table. This is my massage table. You see it's really tall because I'm really tall. When I do sessions out of my home, I have a biomat that I put on this table. A biomat session is a whole session within itself. So to have a sound session on a biomat session is bringing so many things into play in your session. The biomat creates an infrared field, and it has negative ions and heat. And you lay on it, and it does amazing things for your body and your fluids and gets things moving and helps relieve depression. And just the biomat alone is a session within itself. Of course, I don't use the biomat during the warmer months and in the summer or if you live in a hot location. So what I normally do to start, I do a hands-on with the client. So you've already told me, now I want to ask your body what's going on. So my higher self will connect with your higher self. I'll ask you to say your name for me 3 times. That's how I connect through the crown chakra. I do a crown chakra reading at the same time, which tells me what's currently up for you in your physical, emotional, and energetic bodies. I look at 3 bodies. And I get 3 colors, and then I match them a little lighter, and my higher self starts talking to your higher self. And that's where the clairvoyance and the intuition comes in, because now I've got a direct connection with your higher self. I can teach you how to get that direct connection with your higher self too. If you'd like to connect more with that part of yourself, who wouldn't, right? It's awesome. As long as you set boundaries around that communication when it happens, and that it works for you in the process. Okay, so back to the session. So I'll put my hands on somebody, and I'm checking energy flow, any abnormalities, I hate to say that word, or differences in the energy field. And then I'll go to something like these. This is Octave. If you have Jonathan Goldman's tuning forks, that would be the Auto forks. And you can see I have 2 sizes. So I have the medium and the large. And that would be Auto. And that's a key of C. And it's an octave of C. And you can put these right on the body. If they have the knobs on the end, put those right on the body. I have about 50 of them, depending on what we're working on, right? So this is just to give you an example. I would take these and I would put them right on your body. I would start near your head so that you could hear them first. Everybody always takes a big breath as soon as they hear them and kind of settle into the sound, because on some level in our body and in our past lives and in our heart and in our DNA, we know that sound. We know that sound. I'm going to say that again. We know that sound. We resonate with it automatically. It helps us to breathe. So this would be an example. I might use some that look like this. And I would put that right on different points and meridians on your body according to traditional Chinese medicine system of points and meridians. And acutonics, if we're doing an acutonic session, one of the things that we use is extraordinary vessels, and that covers the more territory on the body. And with 2 points, we can do a whole side of the body and down the outside. So it works with the yin and the yang. There's 4 channels for each. Well, actually, I'm not going to get into all that right now. We're just talking about the session. So, so that's one point that we can use. Anyway, the forks go on the body. The other thing I'll use is bowls. And there's, people do a lot of different things with bowls. I tend to put them right on you. So it would go like right here as you're laying down. And I would be hitting it. And I might put more than one on you. I might put 2 on you. I might put one down in between your feet. I might put one across the room, because that's going to trigger something or help you to release something. So I'll use bowls. Another thing that I use is, this is my latest tool. And this crystal bowl. So you'll see I've put crystal bowls with metal bowls together, and I love how they interact with each other. And to see what they do in the energetic field of a person, that would be me, and how I feel before, during, and after. So I'm my own test laboratory right here. I try everything on me. Anything I've done or I'm going to do on you, I've done on me. So just to give you a sound of this bowl. This bowl is set to open the 3rd eye. Let's bring in some of these. So these big things that I just picked up, right? They look like huge tuning forks, right? You see them? Those are called chimes. These two right here, in combination with these two balls that I just played, what is that going to do? This is the Newman 6, and it's about opening the emotional body, the physical body, and through the energetic body. We're opening up the third chakra. We're opening up that key of C. So we're opening up our heart space. Okay, so that's how I would start a session, with doing stuff like that, so that we can go to a much deeper level in our work together. That's just another one of the tools. This, and I just want to bring in this sound, because so you can see some of the different ones of this. People I've done live demonstrations for, say to me, you make it look so easy, and then they try and do it, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is really hard. Practice makes perfect. Well, actually, practice makes practice better. It's like, anyway, do you have to hit them to get the benefit? No, you can just hold them, and your intention's going to help you. I recommend hitting them, because then you get that great sound. I'm going to do this for all of us right now. I don't know how well the sound will pick up on the video, but this is about balancing the masculine and feminine. And I always start it by taking them to the opposite sides of the body from where they belong. And then I bring them back to the side that's the most powerful for them. And just help to energize, balance, and clear that Mars and Venus. So those are all things. If you've never had a session before and you want to try one for the first time, I could use all of these things on you. And I'm not even talking about etheric weavers and shells and gongs and drums or conch shell, which I've actually blown into somebody's third chakra at one point in time, because that's what they needed. So the best way for you to find out what I do in a session is come and do one with me. If I'm in your area, come and do a session with me. You will not regret it. It will definitely help you in some aspect, some area of your life. I guarantee it. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Tells you a little more about me. It's giving you an opportunity to actually meet me. And I look forward to working with you very, very soon. Blessings in light, love, laughter, and sound.